How to Make a Spring Wreath by Christina Daughtry. I chose this topic because spring is my favorite season. I believe that one way to capture the essence of spring is to put everything that reminds you of spring on a wreath. Spring is a season that the earth's most beautiful flowers grow as well, so you will have a lot of flowers to choose from to put on your wreath. Supplies needed. The following are the supplies that you will need. Some are optional. Grapevine, wreath, glue gun, ribbon, twist tie or a stick-on door hanger, artificial flowers and any other decor, scissors, a wooden initial is optional. If you choose to go with the wooden initial, I would suggest clear string or a strong string to support the wooden letter. Paint and a paintbrush if you want to paint the initial. Measuring tape and floral tape is optional. Caution. You should take caution when using a glue gun because they become extremely hot when turned on. After use, set out to cool off before putting it up. When using the push pins, you should also use caution because of the sharp needle-like ends that will prick you and you will bleed. Objective. In this lesson, students will better their understanding on how to make a spring wreath for their house door decor. Students will also get a good understanding of the essence of spring. This activity will also let you use your creative instincts about the fundamentals of springtime. Pre-planning. Pre-planning should take up to 15 minutes. Before you start to decorate your wreath, make sure that you have everything that you need. You should also go ahead and plug up the hot glue gun so the glue can be getting hot while you are gathering your materials. Step 1. This step should take 15 minutes. Start with a wreath from a craft store made of either straw or grapevine. In this project, I will be using steps for a grapevine wreath. Select a size that isn't too small for the door, yet isn't overpowering it either. The vast majority of front doors are 36 inches wide. A 22 to 24 inch door wreath is the perfect size for a front door. Interior doors tend to vary in size, but typically they range from 28 to 32 inches wide. These doors can take 16 to 18 inch wreaths, and larger interior doors can take up to 22 inches in size. So make sure to measure your door width before purchasing a wreath. You would measure it with measuring tape. Step 2. This step should take you 5 minutes. Select the colors and quantity of the wreath flowers. Artificial flowers come in all sorts of sizes and shapes. If it's hard to find coordinating colors, just select flowers that are already bunched together. You can find artificial flowers in craft stores, basically anywhere. For springtime, most people choose a bright colored flower, such as a daisy. But you can go with any color you choose. Spring flowers include lilies, cherry blossoms, cosmos, gardenias, geraniums, pansies, daisies, etc. You can choose any artificial flower you like. According to what size wreath you choose will determine the quantity of flowers that you will need. Step 3. This step should take 2 minutes. Add a twist tie to the back of the wreath to hang it on the door, or you can buy a door hanger that sticks on the door and easily comes off when you are finished. The picture in this step is a twist tie, which you would use a twist tie if you actually already had something hanging on your door that you could twist it to so the wreath would stay. But if you don't, I would suggest buying a door hanger that sticks on your door. You can buy a twist tie and door hangers from basically anywhere. But if you can't find these in craft stores, you can use pipe cleaner if you would like. Step 4. Step 4 takes about 5 minutes. Cut some of the plastic stems off the flowers, leaving about 4 inches or so with the scissors. Covering with floral tape is optional. In my personal preference, I would cut the whole stem off, so all you have to do is glue the back of the flower to the wreath. But if you don't have a glue gun and the artificial flowers have wire inside of them, you can do that as well. But I prefer cutting the whole stem off so it'd be easier to glue to the wreath. Step 5. This step takes about 8 minutes. Wrap the spring wreath with a ribbon of that which coordinates well with the flowers. Secure it in the back with a hot glue gun. As you see in the picture, this is how the ribbon should be wrapped around the wreath. If you have a more loose wreath, because that one kind of looks condensed in the picture, but if you can see through your wreath kind of, you can intertwine it in there. It's all up to you. If you choose to use ribbon and you have different colored flowers, I would suggest using a solid color ribbon, or using the same colors as your flowers. Step 6. This step takes about 10 minutes. If you plan on adding a wooden letter initial to the wreath, you can either glue clear string or any strong string to support the letter to the back of the wooden letter and the other end of the string to the back of the wreath. As shown on the left side picture, they are using the strong rope-like string. If you choose to do this, make sure the wooden letter is secure enough before hanging the wreath on the door. Some people choose to paint the wooden letter. If you choose to do so, paint the letter a color that will stand out from the wreath, so it will be noticed from a distance. If you don't want to use string, you can glue the initial directly on the wreath, as your picture shows on the right. Step 7. Secure the flowers on the wreath either by twisting the stems to the wreath or using a hot glue gun. Use pins to secure the flowers while gluing them. This will help to avoid burning a finger. Like I said, if you're using the grapevine wreath, I wouldn't necessarily say this is your best thing to do because it's going to be hard to stick the pins through the wood on the wreath. So I would just glue the back of the flower and stick it on the wreath. After the glue has dried, you may remove the pins from the flowers. Step 8. This should take about 5 minutes. At this step, you should include special touches like artificial butterflies or bees. You can find these in almost any craft store. At this time, you may also like to create a bow to put on top of the wreath. This is totally up to you. Another accessory you could use is flip-flops as shown in the picture on the screen. If you want to use homemade butterflies, simply get scrap paper and cut into a butterfly shape and use pipe cleaners for the antennas. This is not necessary, that's just an idea. My personal preference, the more simple it is, the prettier it is, as the picture on the screen shows. So, when it comes to your wreath, use your imagination. It's not hard. Step 9. Hang your new spring wreath on your front door and enjoy the rest of your spring season. If you hang your wreath in direct sunlight, expect your wreath to fade. If you plan on using your wreath for years to come, avoid direct sunlight and use plastic storage tubs to store the wreaths for next spring. By using the storage tub, this will reduce the pests and other things either spilling or tearing apart your beautiful wreath. An important note, please make sure you unplug your hot glue gun after using it. These things can get very hot, and if you leave it on a surface, it will burn it. So, please be cautious of that and unplug it. Thank you for watching.